Hi YouTube. I'm going to talk today a little bit about some drugstore favourites that I've been enjoying recently. If you've watched any of my videos, I'm actually quite a high-end fan. I do spend shamefully large amounts of money on high-end products and come with a kind of bias towards what I think is going to be the quality as well as the superior packaging that I will get from one of the bigger brands. So until quite recently, you wouldn't have caught me dead looking at the cheaper brands in Superdrug or Boots or wherever. But thanks partly to watching these videos on YouTube, and particularly makeup videos where I've seen certain products being used very effectively, I've gone to look out, and I think there are some fantastic not only bargains to be had in Superdrug here in the UK, in the sense of being really cheap, good value products. Actually, in one or two cases, I have preferred the cheap product to the cult or more famous product. And the brand that I've particularly been enjoying, although I've been buying others in the drugstores, is Maybelline. I think they've got some really fantastic products at the moment that are not just simply good value for money, but are actually really good products. One of them, my very favourite, is their illuminating pen, which I've got two versions of it here. This is the UK packaging of Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. The version that we buy here in the UK, I can see, is made in Germany. And I got this because I saw it being used by a couple of YouTubers. First of all, actually on an American makeup video by Miss Glamorazzi, Ingrid. And she was raving about the American version of this product, which I also have, and they're basically very similar, if not the same, just slightly different packaging, slightly different quantities, which I'll come to in a minute. And I also have seen it used by Tanya Burr as well over here. And I'm always on the lookout for good concealers, highlighters, because I really need them. And this is an excellent one. They do it in several shades, so you can see here the one that I'm showing is showing a little bit yellowy on my hand. That's actually one of the things I like about this product, because unlike the cult product, which is, let's say, at Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, which I've bought many over the years, which claims to be purely a highlighter and not a concealer. And you can see it going on there much pinkier, which I find doesn't in any way really camouflage the dark circles under my eyes. It just gives a bit of brightening. Whereas the Maybelline product does both, I think, really efficiently. Now, I know Touche Éclat now comes in several shades, and it may be I haven't played around sufficiently with them. But I'm actually finding I prefer the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch at the moment. It is cheaper. You obviously get less for your money in the sense that the volume in Touche Éclat is considerably bigger. So although it's a lot more expensive, you are getting far more product. I do find I go through these very, very quickly. And hence I bought one, well, I bought several when I was in the US as backup. You can see here I've bought a slightly lighter shade. This is actually ivory. I'm not sure it's got on this one which colour it is. I mean, you do have to test. And one of the slightly annoying things about drugstore is that unlike most high-end products that you're buying in department stores or upmarket stores where they've got a full range of testers, you often find there's like one tester in one shade, and they won't open any others for you in the drugstores, but you just have to guess a little bit more, and they're so much cheaper. So I like all of those. I must just mention here, my very favourite of these products is in fact a medium base priced product, which is not drugstore. It's Liz Earle's I just find has the best staying power and consistency. I've talked about that in another video. It's not great value for money. Look how clever her packaging is. So it looks as if it's bigger than the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat. But in fact, if you look at the barrel bit, you take off the cap and the twisty bit, that bit between my two thumbs is the bit that actually contains product, a great deal less than the industry standard. So, in fact, although it's marginally cheaper than Touche Éclat, I think actually it works out at about the same price. But it's a great product. You can buy it in John Lewis. Most John Lewis's have Liz Earle. I'm sure other shops do. And you can buy it either from QVC or on Liz Earle's own website. And it's a great product, although it's not cheap. But if you don't want to spend that, I do recommend looking out the Maybelline, because they're fantastic illuminating pens. And I did buy in the States, I haven't tried it yet, their specific one for concealing, which is the Age Rewind. Might give that a try over New Year. I'm trying not to open too many products at once. And then the other Maybelline concealer that I bought when I was in the US was just a cream concealer to apply with a wand. Again, I'm liking it. It's quite thick. You have to smooth it in. That's looking quite orangey on my skin. Let's compare it with the very high-end Chanel product that I bought. A slightly more moisturising formula. I would have to say I think I was recommended completely the wrong colour by the sales assistant. It gives, this is the Chanel one here, you can see a much rosier luminising glow than the more matte Maybelline product. But in terms of covering up imperfections, if you like a fluid concealer, which I do because I think it's slightly more, there's slightly more use in it, in that you can use it in different places. You can use it to cover a spot or redness, which is my main imperfection, or the dark circles under your eyes. It's not my very favourite kind of spot serious concealer. I do actually like best one of the Bare Mineral powder products, which I think does the best concealing job. But if you don't want to splash out on the huge Chanel price, this is a really good option, and it lasts quite well. And the other good alternative for paint pots from MAC or Chanel's Illusion d'Ombre, a lot cheaper, are these colour tattoos. Now, let's not pretend they give the same really gorgeous effect as the Chanel Illusion d'Ombre and the Armani product. I've forgotten what it's called. These give a much more shimmery, subtle wash, but they are expensive and they don't last well. I have really used this MFA a lot, and I like it a lot, and I would repurchase. But for day-to-day, where you just want a quick effect, maybe giving a really good lasting colour wash, that you just need a bit of eyeliner and some pencil. That's a much darker gold. It's not a comparable colour, but it's a comparable quick and easy product which lasts very well. This is a bit nearer to the MFA, and you can see it's a lot less subtle. It's a lot less refined than the Chanel product. But it does last very well. It does give an easy, nice effect to the eye. And if you don't want to faff around shading, you can just slap it on for a really easy eye. And the final product, I'm not sure I'm going to have much time to talk about, is a lipstick from Maybelline. It's their 14-hour lipsticks. They are not wildly comfortable formulas. They're not particularly exciting colours, but they do more or less what they say on the side. Maybe not 14 hours, but certainly 6 hours, which is something of a record for me eating, drinking, generally messing about with my mouth. Lipstick on me is generally gone within half an hour, certainly the hour. And if you want a good stain to begin the day, even if you then top up with other lipsticks, I really do recommend looking at the Maybelline 14 Hour. This one is non-stop red, but there are other basic colours. So, worth checking out, and definitely not worth turning your nose up, as I foolishly have done in the past. Speak to you soon. Bye.